You're out for 2 minutes. Penalty box. Greg is here. It'll go Broussard to Greg.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. Can we up it to 5? 5 minutes?
You're out. Greg, do the Bengals deserve to be 2.5-point favorites?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, they do. Of course, this is the best team in the AFC. Like it's one of the things I've learned over the course of being on this show. From the committee.
Here we go.
It's not about standings.
That's true.
Good point. No one cares about if they're the number 1 seed. This is about who's the best team. And that's the Bengals. They should be favored. And you're going into, yes, Mahomes' house, but the owner of the house is wounded. Like, if I'm going to invade somebody's property and they are trying to defend their property,
Yesterday was assassins and dinosaurs. Now it's home invasions. What are you doing before the show, buddy?
Movies between the Carton show and our show. Greg watches The Equalizer. Go ahead.
Sorry.
But yeah, if you're going in and you're going to invade somebody's property and they're trying to guard their property, like, they better be fully equipped and ready to roll. Yeah. That's not the Kansas City Chiefs right now. So I don't mind it. Again, I don't think it means anything because these two teams are really good. The Bengals, I feel, have the edge because they have the best quarterback right now because he is the healthiest quarterback going into this football game. So I don't mind the spread being where it's at.
Even Nick had the hobbled Mahomes third.
Correct.
Behind Burrow. He's still hobbled. Yeah.
There you go.
Vegas looked and said, you know what? They're not only 3-0 against them, but they won all 3 games by what? 3 points. So let's make it, 2.5. All right. So look, they should be favored. All right. We know what they've done in Kansas City's house. I'm not even going to repeat it. All right.
They only won once there, right?
Yeah. But still, they did win that once out of 3. But here's the problem that I think the Chiefs face. I don't think their defensive backs are good enough to stick with the receivers of the Bengals. And Joe Burrow, who's great against everybody, has a field day against the Chiefs. We got Dusty and I put this together. We'll show America. Look, he's better in everything.
Awesome.
Completion percentage, way better. 50 yards more a game than against everybody else. Look at the yards per attempt. TD to interception ratio is almost triple. And then the passer rating is through the roof. So that's Mahomes, even hobbled, Nick. I think Mahomes will be fine. I think he'll play a very good game. The defense is what I'm worried about for Kansas City. And Joe Cool, has a field day against them.
You're in.
I'm out of the penalty box? Okay. So I want to play along here. Okay. And I want to say the Bengals deserve it because Mahomes is hobbled and because, the Bengals teammates call it Burrowhead.
Yeah, they do.
Because he won 1 game there.
Insult.
And they're the big dogs. And, I've been watching sports television today, and it's amazing how fast we went from pretending Josh Allen was better than Patrick Mahomes to instantly pretending Joe Burrow's better than Patrick Mahomes. But I heard this take this week. Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in football, but Patrick Mahomes is a better player, which made a lot of sense because I'm like, yeah, Mahomes does add a lot of value in kick coverage and special teams. That's where he makes up the gap between the other quarterback.
Right.
So I was going to go with all of that when this line was 1.5. But now it moved 1 point 90 minutes ago, and I started to get angry. And then I listened to this gobbledygook from these two guys have to talk about how the Bengals, he wrote off in week 2, and how the Bengals, who are the best team in the AFC, it was like a baton in a 4x4. They took that baton from the Bills, who were the best team previously, evidently, when all along the Chiefs have been there. And I would like to remind the audience of 2 things. One is this. All of America football fans, particularly fans of teams in the American Football Conference, are praying the Bengals win this game. Because it is a disaster for the conference if the Chiefs win it. Because if the Chiefs in a year, when the Chargers loaded up, when the Bills loaded up, when the Raiders loaded up, when the Broncos loaded up, and the Chiefs took a step backwards, and when the Chargers haven't yet paid anybody, the Bengals haven't yet paid anybody, if that year the Chiefs still win it, and they do it with Mahomes injured, well, then it's very, very hard to see the path forward for anybody else. But the reason why I am confident in the Chiefs this week, and I don't give a damn what make the point spread bigger. It's just more money that we make when you bet the Chiefs, is because I know you don't believe in, the power of my dreams.
Oh, my
But what about the power of my prophecies? Can we play the clip, please, America?
Oh, my, we're running clips.
Can we run a clip? Take a picture of the standings right now with Buffalo up top.
Who's the 1 seed right now?
Buffalo.
Oh.
Take a picture of it.
Oh.
Take a picture of it, Brew, because I guarantee you Kansas City's running the table the rest of the way out. I've done that once ever on this show before. It was 2019. And what they did was run the table and won the Super Bowl.
You said...
Okay, so... That was after
I looked great, but that was
after
He cut out my witty comeback. You notice that?
Because you lied.
I was about
you
to
said that I predicted the Chiefs went 20-0, which I never did. I said it was on the board. So, listen, the Chiefs being underdogs at home has literally never happened since Mahomes has been there, but I'm sure it'll go well.
Greg,
I'm sure it's smart.
Okay.
I'm sure it's a good idea.
Greg, I know you're not a doctor, but I feel like everyone is wildly optimistic about Mahomes' ankle. Do you share that optimism, or are you a realist like I am?
About him being able to play?
Not being able to play well.
effectively.
I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about it because I know the type of player he is, even without that. But this is where I'm not optimistic, as Nick is. Patrick Mahomes being put in the pocket, and that's what your defense is trying to maintain or keep him inside the pocket versus allowing him outside the pocket. He's a different player.
Yep.
He's a completely different player. Every quarterback, every defense knows if you have a Josh Allen, an Aaron Rodgers, any quarterback that is better outside the pocket that can extend plays, they are taught. Keep them in the pocket. That's where he will be stricken to without them having to do it.
And I don't think that people are underreacting to it. The look-ahead line on this game, before when people said if it's Chiefs-Bengals, what's the line? It was Chiefs by 4.
Oh, okay.
So the line has moved based on what it would. Now, part of that is the Bengals looked so good against Buffalo, but a huge part of that, this is about a 5-point line movement based on, I believe, the ankle being injured. So it's pretty significant.
Okay. Eli Apple is back.
This guy
dropped a haphazard Twitter stream taking aim at Stephon and the Bills. Here are a couple. I didn't love them. Nick, we're going to start with Greg. You're out of the penalty box, but I just want to talk to Greg instead. Are you good with this?
No, and I get it. There's a fine line. Like, everyone kind of talks their bit of trash. Like, it happens. But then you go too far. And my issue, I'm just going to be honest. If Eli Apple was a guy.
Thank you.
If he was
he's not good enough to do this.
No, if he was like the reason why this defense is so well
He's like the
rounded.
27th best player on their team.
And that is my, on his team. I don't even know where we rank Eli Apple.
You know what?
But he's the first one to talk. Like, you can't do this.
Wow.
Like, don't do this.
There's an NBA comp for this. A guy who's
I know who it is.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that.
Give me the jersey.
How dare you?
This is what it reminds me of.
That's real leadership.
Right there. That's what
I'll
it is.
handle that. It is that. But you know what?
Take that. I don't want it.
I don't have a problem with this guy.
Okay.
All right? He's not a great player, but he's integral to a team's success a lot of times because he gives them that edge. I'm with you. Eli Apple isn't a great player, but I have no problem with him doing this. That might be one of his roles on this team.
That's right.
Joe Mixon. Now, Mixon is better than Eli Apple.
Way better.
I think, but still, there are certain guys they might be like, yo, that's our hype man. That's our guy that gets us going. So I thought he had some incredibly funny tweets out there. So I got no problem. You got to back it up, though. Joe Mixon looks good today because he backed it up. Eli Apple better back it up.
He's not the best corner on his own team, and he's
he's a starter.
And he's not the best tweeter in his own family. Like, enough, Eli. Enough. Dusty gets it.
Dusty loves it. Mama Apple.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.